Savarkar is called Veer Savarkar. Some even think that V stands for Veer. But it is not, it is Vinayak. So in this video we are going to see what is Veer about Veer Savarkar. Because Veer became more like a surname. It gives the impression to the people that Savarkar was involved in certain revolutionary activities. He was unafraid of the British rule. He suffered. He was uncompromising. He was very bold. And that was why he came to be called Veer. But that is a very, very false picture of man. Number one, it is true that he is involved in certain what are called terrorist activities during the British rule. But in what sense he was involved? He was not a direct participant. He sent a pistol to the person who was finally involved in assassinating a collector in 1909. And on that ground, Savarkar was put on trial and sent to Andaman's cellular jail. So he didn't take part, but he helped. So that was the nature of participation. Then he went to the jail in 1911. There were many others in the jail, many revolutionary activists who fought against the British. But what did Savarkar do in the jail? He was given harsh punishment to begin with. And Savarkar didn't like. What he did was, in the first year itself, he wrote a mercy petition to the British. It read as, "I will be loyal, please release me, and I will help others also to be loyal." The British didn't take it seriously. And then wrote another mercy petition, and then another mercy petition. So he kept writing mercy petitions, and finally he was discharged and sent to Ratnagiri prison. And sent in 1924. And then, after a few years, on the ground that he won't, on the assurance that he won't take part in any political activities, he was released, and those restrictions continued till around 1937. So, unlike many, he came out writing mercy petitions. So I don't think that makes a freedom fighter a Veer. Okay. And moreover, Savarkar's pattern of behavior is doubtful, is questionable. His pattern includes encouraging somebody to commit a crime, but when the crime is committed and the person whom he encouraged is facing the consequences, Savarkar would simply watch. Savarkar would pretend that he knew nothing about the case. He did the same thing with Godse also. But on that we'll discuss in detail later. So, asking somebody to commit a crime and erasing his own participation, encouragement. So, this series of mercy petitions will disqualify him to be called, I think, a Veer, which means a brave man. But then one can ask, who first ever called him Veer? Who ever gave this title Veer? And there is even a strange story about it. He came out in 1924, and then a book which was supposed to be a biography of Savarkar came out. It was titled The Life of Barrister Savarkar, written by somebody called Chitragupta. And Chitragupta gave the details of this man called Savarkar, how brave he was, how bold he was, how courageous he was, how he would not face injustice, how uncompromising he was. So, published in 1926. So, the strange thing about him is that in 1987, when it's being published with a preface by someone, Ravindra Ramadas, he made a startling revelation. That was the Chitragupta who wrote how bold the Savarkar was none other than Savarkar himself. Isn't it strange that you write a book as a biography where you praise yourself and keep it a secret? Not that, and where you praise yourself in that book. So, unless we have some other account, I think the title Veer is given to Savarkar by Savarkar himself. Through the book he wrote on himself. I think this is an act of dishonesty. So aren't these things strange? So earlier we examined his philosophy of Hindutva. But this thing about how he became Veer shows the problems not with philosophy but with his character. So I don't think a man like this is worthy of emulation. So when some people are praising him, they need to explain what is it in Savarkar that Indians now should.